Today I want to demonstrate what happens when you cry in space, because I cry all the time. I'm not going to cry right now, though.
Welcome to Amish Space Station, and today we are going to be debunking and exposing our legendary retard, Mr. Sci Man Dan, Script Man Dan. Once again, he does not show any proof or any claims. He just sits down in front of a globe and some pictures of a globe and just starts rambling his mouth away and never even listens to the diarrhea that actually comes out. So let's get started with it.
Seeing a video entitled Flat Earth Proof is normally one that is ripe for review. And today is no different as a new Flat Earth hero enters the fold. Is he better than all the Flat Earthers before him? Can he do the impossible and prove the Earth's flatness? No, he can't.
So there's mistake number one. He's already made the assumption that this individual is not going to be able to debate with him at all. And he has the answers. So, like a retarded cult, we need to just blindly follow what Mr. Script Man Dan says. Let's get into it.
But that doesn't make for a very dramatic intro, so let's say maybe. Flat Earth new boy Lee McMurtry has some Flat Earth proof for us. Can't wait to see this one.
Hey, what's up YouTube? Lee here from Dundee here again. Right, I've done a lot of blogs about corruption and all that over the few months, but the one big one that I've not done for everybody for information is Flat Earth.
Oh, he's already done some corruption blogs, so that means he's 100% ripe for picking for Flat Earth then.
Another stupid mistake number two. He's automatically assuming that there is absolutely no corruption in our known world at all. There is no government corruption. There is no government secrets. There has been no government claims that have been proven to be true. That everything in our known world happens exactly the way that everyone always says it. And money has no power over top of any corruption or anything. That's basically what he just said, is that flat earthers are conspiratorial in general and, looking into corruption and looking into, any wrongdoings is bad, and it leads to these types of thoughts. And that's exactly what he's asserted here, even though throughout the years we've already proven that there's been way too many lies and way too many things happening around the world, and he just brushes all of that off. So if your family, if you've had something happen to you, just know there are people who know what's going on and people who are trying to do something about it. And speaking out against it is one way to try to fight back against that type of corruption and abuse. No thanks to this freak, Script Man Dan.
Now listen here. This is the rules, what they tell you. Is it spins at 1,008 miles per hour, okay?
The rules? There's no rules. It's just nature. And that's 1,000 miles per hour linear speed at the equator, not angular speed, which is
a 15 degree per hour drift.
Thanks, Bob.
And here's another one. Let me break this down. There are rules that you have to follow if you are in the scientific community. And those rules are what is established as something called the consensus science. So if we were to say right now that the sun is 93 million miles away, the rule is that we have to follow that. We are not allowed to question that. You're not allowed to say that the sun is not 93 million miles away, or you are breaking the rules, Mr. Script Man Dan. And also about that Globe Busters thing. Everybody should go check out the documentary, because I still personally want to see the test, and I've never actually seen the test, and they didn't show it on a documentary. They just said it was a 15-degree turn. And also, like I said, there is no way to actually detect movement here on Earth. And that has been documented by many people already. Bill Nye, the science guy, etc.
And it flies through infinite space at 63,700 miles per hour. And space is a vacuum. Now, there's one thing I need to say. The space shuttle, it's got rocket engines. So what do you need to power rocket engines?
Oh, tough one, but I'll say fuel.
You need oxygen.
Well, the space shuttle's external tank had liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen on board for fuel.
Prove it. Show it. Show evidence that they have that on board for that reason. Show proof. Stop making pointless statements.
There's zero oxygen in a vacuum space. So how could that ignite that engine if there is zero oxygen? Right, that's one.
Well, no it's not, because all the fuel required for the space shuttle was in the external tank. And when the space shuttle takes off, it's ignited whilst it's on the surface. When the shuttles manoeuvre around in orbit, they use hypergolic engines. These use a fuel and an oxidizer that spontaneously ignite when they come into contact. They do not use any old oxygen that's just lying around, and that is not flat earth proof.
Show it. Demonstrate it here. In a vacuum sealed chamber, etc. Show it. You can't because it does not exist.
2. I'll do them very simple. If the world spins at 1,008 miles per hour and goes through infinite space at 63,700 miles per hour, why does the stars stay in the same place?
They don't. Your life is just too short for you to notice, that's all.
Now, did anybody just hear that? Like, do you have a brain? Like, any of your zombie followers, do they have a brain inside their head? Did they just hear you say that? Your life is too short for you to notice. Actually, you got the same constellations every single day. You can see the Little Dipper, etc. every single day, even though we should be on the other side of the sun. What are you talking about, Script Man Dan? Do you have some kind of thinking deficiency?
Gravity could hold, we've got 75% of water on this globe, they say. Yet it's able to hold billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of tons of water. But yet we're quite freely to walk about, and airplanes pick up and fly off, because the gravity would need to keep that water down would crush everything.
Oh, so this is just you not understanding gravity. That's fine.
Crush everything. And on top of that, what does helium prove? Helium doesn't come back down, helium goes up.
Well, it is lighter than air, so...
That's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. This guy is an absolute joke. So helium is lighter than air, so it actually rises. How exactly does that prove anything when it comes to gravity actually holding something down? If you all look up the definition of gravity, gravity is only a theory. Gravity does not have a real definition. And the thing is that when you can explain gravity with other things, that means that gravity is not its own category. So if I say density and buoyancy explain the relationship between what rises and what falls, you have to show why it is rising and falling by demonstrating gravity. But gravity cannot be demonstrated because it's only a theory. It has not been proven. And there's nothing wrong with people questioning what gravity is. Mr. Script Man Dan.
Sea level. What do you think sea level means?
There's an excellent video from Minute Physics about what the sea level actually is. But essentially, it is the level of a surface of water from which elevation can be measured.
Sea level means water only goes where it's flat, right? And they can only measure from a poker straight level. Use water in spirit levels. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, but I don't think you do.
With the bubble, because it proves what's flat. It's the same as sea level water. It's poker straight. There's none of this fucking round globe shite, because the only way to measure mountains and the depth of the ocean is from sea level. Sea level, that is it.
Okay, that's fine, but it still doesn't prove a flat earth, does it?
It's not about flat earth, Script Man Dan. It is the point that water always finds its level, is what he was saying. And that's also what you just agreed to, is that it all is based upon sea level, not sea curve. And what you fail to realize is that there are other retards out there like Fight the Flat Earth who are all claiming that the ocean curves. The sea actually curves, even though it has never been measured. And it has never been seen, not once, other than by your fake NASA pictures from space. There are retarded people out there that are claiming that they can see it and take pictures of it, even though it has never, ever been seen. Do you understand?
Why do you think an aeroplane's called an aeroplane? Because it's aero for air, plane for flat plane. It's not a aero globe. Alright, people?
Ah, okay. So because it's not called an aero globe, that means the Earth is flat. Gotcha.
Once again, he completely misses the entire point. Let me clarify exactly what that means. A definition of a plane is a flat surface on which a straight line joining any 2 points on it would wholly lie. Or a horizontal plane, a flat surface, a level surface, stage, degree, position, all flat is his point that he is making. And you are just denying in denial every single point that he's making. It shows your intelligence. It shows how retarded you actually are. So I've had enough of Sci Man Dan for one day. I'm going to wrap up this show because I'm losing brain cells watching him. The moral of the story is that there's absolutely nothing wrong with actually being a free thinker and a critical thinker. And you're no longer in school and you're no longer bound by any laws or rules that anybody would try and push on you. If you want to question something, feel free to question it. Feel free to look into it. Feel free to research it. And do not blindly follow retards like Script Man Dan, because they will continue to lead you down the wrong path. And with that, this is Amish Space Station. Please like, share, and subscribe. And